Let us continue now. So a while back, I discussed with you what active and passive voices are. Now, let us talk about the different forms. In this part, you will be needing the knowledge I helped you to recall a while back when it comes to the different forms of verb according to their tenses. So you will be needing the tenses of verbs knowledge in this part of the discussion. So you can see here the different tenses of verb, just like what I taught you a while back. So you have to recall the different forms, okay? Because you will be needing them. Now, allow me to explain each varying form of active and passive voice. So let's begin with the simple present. For the simple present, example, the janitor cleans the mess of the COVID-19 patient. So the subject is janitor, singular. So the verb is present form, letter S. The object is mess. Okay, mess of what? Of the COVID-19 patient. So when we convert it, so the mess becomes the subject. The mess of what? Of COVID-19 patient. And then this is present form, so we use either am or is. We don't use am because there is no pronoun I here, so we will use is, since mess is taken as singular. The mess of the COVID-19 patient, okay, is, and then past participle form, cleaned, and then by whom? The janitor. You get it? Okay. So we use is because single present tense. For the progressive tense, it becomes like this. At present, the world is inventing a vaccine for COVID-19. What is our progressive verb? We have is inventing. So we will consider this. For the present progressive, we need to change the form. So we will take is, but we will be adding the word being to indicate progression. So being. And then past participle form of the verb, invented. So it will be like this. At present, you can take this. At present, a vaccine for COVID-19. A vaccine for COVID-19, so singular. So we will take is, and then plus being, and then past participle form of the verb, being invented by whom? By the world. Okay? You get it? Okay, let me erase everything so that now let's continue. Done, simple press. I'm sorry. Sorry for that. So done. Next, simple past. Recall the form of the simple past verbs. Example, genera or genera, fixed, simple past, just add D or ED. My social amelioration form. Okay, genera is the one who fixed the social amelioration form. So when we convert it, same process. Social amelioration form. My social amelioration form is the subject. Singular or plural? Singular. And then since fixed is in its past form, simple past, we will use the simple past linking verb was, and then plus past participle, fixed by genera. Okay, clear. Next. Okay, present perfect. This time we have to recall the perfect tenses of the verb. Okay, the policemen have recovered the lost staff. Policeman is the subject. We use have since it's plural, and then plus past participle form of the verb. Recovered what? The lost staff. So when we convert it, we will take the lost staff, and then is it singular or plural? Oh, it's singular. So has instead of have, because we changed already the subject. Has, and then we add been. Okay, we add been plus past participle form of the verb. The lost staff has been recovered by whom? By the policeman. Okay? Next, for the continuous progressive. Past, continuous, progressive. I was painting the room when the asymptomatic man came in. So I is the subject. Okay, simple past. Was plus continuous form. Painting what? The room. Okay, so the room now becomes the subject of the passive voice. The room, then was painting, we will take it, but we will just add being plus past participle, just like is being, but this time it must be past. So was being, and then past participle, painted by me, since the subject is I. By me, we make it object, I, me, when the asymptomatic man came in. Okay? Next, almost done. For simple future, Kura will assist the medical practitioners tomorrow. So Kura is the subject, and then we use will plus base form of the verb. Will assist the medical practitioners. So the medical practitioners now becomes the subject of the second sentence. The medical practitioners, and then we will take will, and then this time we will use be. Okay. Will be, and then plus past participle, assisted by Kura tomorrow. Okay. Next, simple future, be going to. So we will use be verb means is, am, are. Is going to, are going to, and so on, depending upon the subject. After lockdown, Covida is going to buy a new computer at SM Tarlac City. So Covida is singular, so we use is. We did not use am because the subject is not I. Okay? So when we convert it, a new computer. So a new computer, and then we use is going to. We will just add be again. Be plus past participle. A new computer is going to be bought by whom? Covida where? At SM Tarlac City. When? After lockdown. Okay? Next, for the future continuous or future progressive form, we will use this one. At 9 a.m., Secretary Duque will be visiting you. So this is the simple future continuous form. Will plus be plus progressive verb. Okay? And then so we will convert it. So this becomes the subject. At 9 a.m., you, and then will be, we will take will be, and then we will just add being. So a while ago we added be. Now we will add being. Will be being visited, past participle form, by Secretary Duque. Okay? Becomes the object. Clear? Next, future continuous going to. A while ago it's will. Now it's going to. The frontliners, at 9 p.m., the frontliners, okay, going to, since plural, are going to be checking the patients. Are going to be checking the patients. This has the same meaning with this one. It's only that the verb form is different. So when we convert it in its passive voice, the patients becomes the subject. At 9 p.m. tonight, the patients, and then we will take are going to, and then are going to be, and then we will just add being again, and then we will convert checking to checked. Are going to be being checked. Okay. If it's progressive, we use being to indicate progression, since it's ing. So being checked by the frontliners. And then used to. When we use the verb phrase used to. Okay, let me erase. Secretary Anyo, singular, used to resolve. This is the verb phrase. Used to resolve what? The problems regarding COVID-19. So, the problems becomes the subject. The problems regarding COVID-19, and then used to plus be. Used to be resolved by Secretary Anyo. Okay? Next. When we use would always. My sister and Hara, and then would always water the plants. So this is our verb phrase, would always water. Okay? When we convert it, of course, the plants becomes the subject. The plants, and then would always, and then we will add be in between, and then we will add ed for its past participle form. The plants would always be watered by whom? My sister and Hara. Okay? For future in the past would future in the past. It's future tense, but it's in past would, because instead of will, we would use its past form would. Don't get confused, okay? I knew Tino would complete the assignment by next Monday. So we have here a complex sentence. I is the main subject, and then verb is knew. So we will not take this one. We will take the dependent clause. Tino would complete the assignment by next Monday. Tino, and then would complete what? The assignment by next Monday. So when we convert it, we take I knew, and then we will just convert so we will just consider this one. So Tino will become the object. Okay. So assignment will become the subject. I knew the assignment, and then would, and then plus be, would be completed by whom? By Tino. When? By next Monday. Okay. So I knew the assignment would be completed by Tino next Monday. Now future again, but past form was. Okay. I thought, so we will again not consider this one. I thought what? Modifa was going to donate a convalescent plasma today. So I thought, and then was going to donate is our verb phrase. So we will use the object. I thought a convalescent plasma then was going to be donated by whom? By Modifa. When? Today. Okay? Get it? And lastly, can. People can buy groceries from that drugstore. So people is the subject, verb phrase is can buy, and then the object is groceries. So groceries become the subject, groceries can be, and then plus bought, plus past participle. Can be bought from that drugstore by whom? By the people. Okay. Remember, to change a particular sentence from active to passive, okay, the verb in the original sentence must be transitive. So we have transitive and intransitive verbs. So when we say transitive, it's a verb that needs object to complete the thought of the sentence. But when it's intransitive, it does not need an object. So this active and passive voice topic is only applicable if the verbs in the sentence we are talking about, in the sentences we are talking about, are transitive verbs. Okay? Transitive verbs are the only ones that can be changed from active to passive voice. In the given examples, notice that the direct objects become subjects and the subjects become objects of the preposition by. So they interchange in position. Notice too, the change in the form of the verb. Although generally we use active most of the time because it is more forceful than the passive voice, there are also instances when we have to use passive construction. Such instances are, okay, when do we use passive? It was said normally we use active, but there are some instances wherein we must use passive voice. When? Number one, when the doer is not known. We don't know who did the action. Spanish influenza originated in Spain. Okay? So we don't say originated by. So no doer of the action. When it is preferable not to mention the doer. So when we don't like to mention the doer of the action. The vaccine was disapproved. No need to say who does the disapproval. When the emphasis is on the receiver rather than the doer, right? Because in an active voice, the emphasis lies on the doer. So for passive voice, the emphasis lies on the receiver. He was awarded the Nobel Hero. Okay, he was awarded. For number 4, when giving objective or impersonal statements and when relating events of social or historical significance. Example, bayanihan can be found anywhere nowadays. So we use the passive voice can be found, the can plus be plus past participle, because the subject is something historical, bayanihan. Okay, you get it? There you have it, our discussion. Now we will continue to the activity part.